The late Sir Alan Watts once compared life to being a dream, and I'm going to present that idea to you guys right now. So, I want you all to take a second to imagine that when you go to sleep, you could dream any dream that you wanted to dream. And in this dream, you could live a full life, so 60, 70, 80 years, however long you want. And you have complete control over what you would dream. Now, obviously, you would experience every pleasure, you would achieve every goal, you would succeed at everything you could possibly imagine. But after a few nights of doing this, you'd be like, wow, that was pretty great. But now what? So, let's have a different dream. Let's have a dream where something's going to happen to you and you're not exactly sure what that something's going to be. You don't have complete control anymore. Now, you would wake up from that dream being like, wow, that was a close shave. But every night, you would become more and more daring as to what you would dream. You would take more gambles, you would take more risks, until one day, something absolutely extraordinary and fundamental would happen. You would dream the dream of life, the life that you're living right now, and this is of the infinite possibilities of the things you could have dreamed. Because you see, we live our lives thinking that we don't have control over our destinies, but we do have complete control. We are living the dream of life, and all we need to do is take control. We have that power within us, only we believe we don't. You see, I was born with right spastic semihemiplegia cerebral palsy, a neuromuscular disorder that caused various issues with the right side of my body, specifically the muscles and bones of the right leg. This necessitated a vast number of surgeries in order to fix. In fact, the last of which was in August of 2015, thankfully, the last surgery I'll ever have to have. And I mention this because when I tell this story to people, the first response is, well, you must hate the hospital after having been there so many times, spending so much of your life there. Or, compared to children who are more physically able than you in school, you must have felt left out, you must have been bullied. But I never experienced any of that because I truly owned up to who I was. I let my circumstances not hurt or afflict me, but rather inspire me. You see, going through all these surgeries, it inspired me to become a pediatric orthopedic surgeon, to go into the field that had such a profound impact on my life. And that's what I'm talking about today, the benefit of circumstance. The idea that no matter what happens, what circumstance afflicts you, use it to your advantage. Let it inspire you to reach new heights of achievement. These medical adventures that I went through weren't the only things I struggled with growing up. Throughout high school, I spent the vast majority of my time in and out of homeless shelters, not really sure where I was going to be living. But I didn't let the circumstance stop me. And it's not to say that it was easy to go through. It's fairly traumatic for a 14, 15-year-old to watch everything get packed away, bed disassembled, sleeping on a mattress on the floor, and then randomly being told one day that we were moving to a homeless shelter. But I didn't let it stop me. There were many challenges that came along with it. First of all, immediately upon arriving, I got food poisoning, witnessed fistfights out in the hallways. And the large long-term implications were that it severely affected my study habits. I went to a fairly rigorous high school at the time, and I had a lot of books and materials. Getting all that through the security at the shelter was extremely hard because security was very tight. And beyond that, there was no access to internet. I had no ability to connect online, which was very much essential for my school, which was extremely modern and utilized the internet extensively. But what I did was I changed my study habits. I changed my times of working, how I worked, where I worked. And during this period of homelessness, this first period, it was my most successful academic year ever. I excelled and I thrived even despite those conditions. In fact, I took it one step further. I put myself 2 years ahead of my peers in math and science courses by taking virtual school courses on top of my already heavy workload. After that, I transferred to a different high school, and this was around the time my second period of homelessness came up. There was a gap period in between, but everyone kind of knew that it was a temporary fix to a very serious problem. So we ended up becoming homeless again, and this was between 11th and 12th grade. I was getting ready for that final surgery that I had mentioned previously. Not only that, but at this high school, I had to take college classes. The idea of the high school was to get our associate's degree upon graduating. So I had to take summer classes. Well, actually, I did, and I made the voluntary choice. I was ahead of my peers on my college graduation requirements, but I decided to take the courses anyways. But not only that, the courses I wanted were not offered at the campus that was closest to me. So, in a very impulsive decision, I decided to take these classes 20 miles away in downtown Miami. Now, keep in mind, we were homeless. We didn't have a car, really, that could get us to that destination. So I had to take a bus and a train every day, 5 days a week. I woke up at 4 in the morning and didn't get back until 11 at night, most nights. And this was a completely voluntary decision that I made. I didn't have to take these courses. But I got A's in all those college courses. Not only that, but I, again, took 2 further virtual school classes to fulfill high school graduation requirements. I went into my senior year of high school thriving despite the circumstances. I was accepted to Colorado College on a full-ride scholarship, one of 9 students selected as Questbridge match scholars. I graduated from Miami-Dade College, Homestead campus, with somewhere around 80 college credits. I had my associate's degree in pre-Bachelor of Arts with highest honors, a phenomenal achievement for a high school student, especially a high school student who is going through a circumstance that many people consider the main barrier to someone being able to thrive academically. And even today, I face challenges still. Upon arriving at Colorado College, I was still in a very long process of recovering from the surgery I had. This manifested itself in me not being able to walk very long distances. Thankfully, Colorado College is a fairly small campus, so I was able to get around. However, it still hurt. So what did I do to resolve that? Well, during my first semester, there were some nights where I would wake up 4 in the morning and just start walking, and just keep walking, until I was strong enough to basically walk indefinitely. And well, what's the benefit to that circumstance? Well, I got to walk around. I got very familiar with the campus very quickly. And from when I left high school, I dropped over 60 pounds because of all that walking I ended up doing. These stories, when I tell them to people, they often reflect back that what I've done is extraordinary. And, well, it kind of is. But at the same time, I always say that my story isn't all that extraordinary, because everyone has that power, because you have that power to do extraordinary things. You have that power to kindle your passions, to go forth and explore new directions, and to not let circumstances dictate your future. You see, success, often think of it as there are multiple points of success around you. You're in the middle of a room, and you're trying to get to one of these doorways, but they're all around you. There are different successes out there for you. Over there, I see the artist in you. Over there, I see the scientist, and over there, I see the monk. I'm not sure which path you're going to go down, but whatever path you end up going down is the right path for you, because you go forward according to a love in your heart, to a righteousness that's in you. The only difference is that sometimes the room that we're stuck in can be a bit cloudy. There can be some obstacles in the way, but there's a benefit to the circumstance. That is the point of what I am saying. So imagine now that you're walking towards one of these doorways, but all of a sudden you get turned around and the room is full of smoke. Well, you can keep moving. You can keep going to that success. You will not be stopped. You can keep going. But what do? You get down on the ground. You get down on your knees. You start crawling. You got to get past that smoke. It humbles you. It puts you down on the ground. You know how bad things can get. But while you're crawling towards your success, you know that no matter the circumstances, you can and will achieve. If the room you're stuck in is full with hot coals all over the floor, You're going to start moving quickly. This is not the time to be moving slowly. You're learning how to adapt quickly, how to move, how to keep moving, because you know if you stop, you'll get burned. That is the benefit of circumstance. Using your circumstances to allow you to reach new heights of achievement, not letting it stop you. Because we're going to only ever continue to face these circumstances as we go through life. Whether it be medical circumstances, such as my cerebral palsy, or economic circumstances, such as dealing with extreme poverty and homelessness. You see, success is not a path that's foreign to you. This path of reaching our goals of love, of being righteous, of being kind, all these things, these are not foreign to us. This path that you aspire to walk, to be a successful person, is not something unique to others and not to you. No, success is your goal, it is your journey, it is your mandate. These are the things that you can and will accomplish in your life when you walk forward with pureness in heart, knowing that you can and will accomplish these things. Last year, in early February, I spoke at TEDx Youth at Miami. It was my first large public speaking experience. I spoke at the Adrian Arch Center in downtown Miami. And I distinctly remember I ended the talk by saying, do not limit yourself. Know that no matter the circumstance, you can achieve. Kindle your passions, explore the possibilities, and know that nothing can or will ever stop you. And that holds true today, and it will always ever hold true. In fact, it'll become a stronger feeling. We need to break the illusion that we are here on probation, that we are here on suffering, that our existence is somehow a probation. No, your existence is absolutely fundamental. You are here to thrive, to be happy, to succeed. And though it may take an extraordinary amount of effort, as it did take an extraordinary amount of effort for me. I can't stand up here and say that it was easy. No, there were times where I did not sleep at all. I stayed up all night working. But I knew that my journey was not simply to just exist. No, my journey was to change lives, to inspire others. And that's your journey too. That is everyone's journey. You just have to keep walking towards that success. So remember, no matter what's going on in the environment around you, you're in that room, you have the success all around you. There may be smoke around you. There may be coals on the floor. It may be windy. There may be fire, brimstone. It doesn't matter. You can and will reach that success. It may take an extraordinary amount of effort. It may be grueling. It may be painful. But you can and will, because we have that drive in us to aspire to greatness. We have that drive in us to seek out success. Because deep down, we all know that success is just around the corner.